one of the big questions is how we should understand the Bible, how we should interpret it. And there I think that one of the best tools for understanding the Bible is the Bible itself. The Bible gives lots of cultural information so that we know more about ancient Israel through reading the text of the Bible than we do from sources of an archaeological nature, because many of those aren't able to speak to us and tell us about daily life. So the Bible gives a lot of information which will really help you understand it. How should you understand it? I think that you need to work inductively. So as you read and read again, you work out more and more how you should understand it. People say, should I understand it literally? And I think sometimes the Bible tells you pretty clearly you shouldn't understand it literally. So for instance, when it talks about God's arm, usually in the Bible, it talks about arm in the singular, not in the plural. This is a good suggestion that you're not meant to literally imagine God as having an arm, because if you did, you'd probably have to imagine him as one-armed, and that would be rather strange. I don't think that's what the Bible's intending. So I think what you understand by that word is you understand his power. You look at how the word arm is used and you work that out. When it uses an expression and says that the trees of the fields will clap their hands, I think it's not telling you that trees have hands, but they do have branches that are a bit like hands. So I don't think it's a question of taking the Bible literally. You try and work out the meanings of things from the text. Some people try to work out a system of consistent allegories where they say that the Bible is, very symbolic. And I think the Bible does have, in certain parts, some very symbolic levels. So often with the fourth gospel, John's gospel, you find that it has a literal meaning, and the literal meaning illustrates a spiritual thing. So, for instance, when it says that Judas Iscariot went out to betray Jesus, and it says, and it was night, it's not only that it's dark out there, it's also he's doing dark business. So that's a way that John's gospel works. And I think you work that out by reading John again and again and seeing how the symbolism and the literal reality go together. People ask, what about church tradition? Is that something we should follow? And I think obviously when something's been around for a long time, it's something worth taking seriously. But Jesus warned people, even in his own day, that the Bible scholars of his day tended to add to the Bible. So the Bible had certain things that you should do, and they were adding and saying you have to do all these other things. And we need to be very careful, because sometimes as things are handed down over time, they can change, and we need to follow what God has said, not what humans say.